Hi, welcome back to our second episode of Looking Back. We're looking at Max Payne 2 today to continue with our Max Payne series. This is just a little bit into the game. It's actually the end of part 1. Max Payne 2 deals a lot more with personal stories between Max Payne and Mona Sachs, a character from the first game. I think they do the story stuff a lot better with the characters in this one, but the story overall for the first one is better, and it's a longer game, like I said in my previous video, but Max Payne 2 on the action side is just unrivaled compared to the first game. If they could have taken the action from the first game and put it in this one, the first game would easily be like my favorite game of all time. But anyway, we have Max Payne 2, which is just as good. Obviously, graphics are a lot better. This was one of the first introductions to Ragdoll, so that's kind of interesting. It might actually be the first. I can't remember. Yeah, you can see the way the guys just kind of slump down.
They're cleaning other apartments as well.
And this one, the bad guys are disguised as cleaners, so you always see they're cleaning stuff up. But all the same things from the first game kind of persist. Here's trusty painkillers, just orange bottle this time.
Not Corcoran. He's a big man, fat.
Kinda, yeah, you can see I kind of interacted with the body by opening the door. But yeah, this is one of my favorite sections of the game. You're just kind of going through these apartment buildings, and there's just a lot of combat and a lot of enclosed spaces. So actually, the shotgun, like in the first game, always a good choice. This game does have a few more weapon options. Nothing drastically different, but does give you some new stuff to play with.
I'm going upstairs.
Yeah, just the combat in these games is fantastic, and all the slow motion and shooting, I love it. If Remedy could have made a Matrix game instead of Max Payne, they probably could have done something a lot better with that franchise than anyone else did. The quality of the cutscenes is also a lot better in this game. They actually put a little more time into that. You still get the same graphic novel stuff, and right there already you can see the character models are much more improved. I don't know if you remember the first game, just the flat, rugged face of Max Payne, just kind of laughable. But they modeled him after an actual actor in this game. Well, he was modeled after one of the writers in the first game, Sam Lake, I believe his name is. But this time, the guy who voice acts him, or does the voice acting, is also the face model. So it just kind of gives you a little bit of character. A little personality to Max Payne's character, I guess. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted, just trying not to die. It's one of my assault rifles. Not going to get a lot of ammo for this, but I might as well use it. I'm already pretty low. But you can never go wrong with dual SMGs, so. The soundtrack to both Max Payne games are amazing. If you ever get a hold of those, they're definitely worth it if you like video game soundtracks. But just kind of great action movie soundtracks, and I mean the games are full of action movie set pieces. This game does it a little better just by having improved graphics and character models, and the way everything animates is all better. I mean, already you can see that just firing these guns is a lot more explosive than it was in the first game. Always gotta have my trusty painkillers. This one you can hold dual Desert Eagles, which I believe you could not do in the first game. But and just like the first game, hard save a lot. Still pretty hard. I'd say it's a little easier than the first game, but always good to be prepared. Yeah, dual Desert Eagles can be pretty powerful. as you can imagine. Although I can't imagine anyone's arm handling that, but... You can just... one thing that was added to this game was when you bump into the environment, you can actually move things, and things will fall over, and it makes gunfights a little more interesting. Oh, I'm gonna die here. Oh, where'd that guy come from? Enemies will drop painkillers this time. That's a handy little addition. Especially late game, that can be pretty useful, as there's not as many around. But I almost got screwed there. I ran out of ammo, and it didn't switch my guns automatically. I thought it usually did, but guess it didn't. Just always check around for more painkillers, in case you can find them. But yeah, I just love that, busting into that building, just lighting those guys up. Oh. When all else fails, just go John Woo. Yeah, you always got to be just watching around and making sure you're not running into a group of guys unprepared. They can kind of pop out anywhere, and just like in the first game, they will not hesitate to pop off a headshot randomly.
Starting to sound like a broken record here. More cleaners to the right, in the lobby, behind the
Throughout this level, you get Mona constantly talking to you, kind of giving you plans. In the first game, she's like an assassin who appears briefly, but in this game, they're working together. And sometimes you actually get to play as Mona. It's one of the new things about this game is you get to play as Mona Sachs this time around at a few points. And the story just...
I'm out of ideas.
I never felt impacted when I finished the game by the story as I did when I finished Max Payne 2. Just, I think the story connected with me a lot more, the way they handle all the characters, and they probably just make it a little more interesting, I guess, but they just, it was written very well. Yeah, as I said, guys will sneak up on you. And this is kind of a point in the game where you're going to start running into some more powerful weapons. And, of course, the slow-motion deaths are still present. Just a little better with the ragdoll.
Mona, I found a window cleaner's lift.
Yeah, I know people are kind of sick of ragdoll now. And, you know, it does look a little more ridiculous in some current games. But this was when it was a new thing and still kind of a big deal. Oh, jeez, I almost walked off the edge. We can just kind of use this scaffold a little bit. Yeah, I think Max Payne 2 definitely had a bigger scope. It's a shame that it turned out to be a shorter game, but you know, they tell a good story and they deliver on the action that the first game promised and improved on it if at all possible. So, I mean, you really can't go wrong with that. I may complain about the length of the game, but I'd never have a problem just throwing it in and playing it and just enjoying the hell out of it. There's another new gun of mine, just another kind of assault rifle, which I believe there was only one in the previous Max Payne game. Now there's just two separate ones. But I'm not going to get a lot of ammos for that yet, so just switch to our pistols. I'm kind of low on ammo and everything right now. But yeah, I love that slow motion dive. I wish more games could have pulled off action of this caliber. Like, you definitely get the cinematic feel, and there's a ton of mods on this game. Maybe sometime I'll take a look back and we can watch some of the mods that I have. But there was a pretty large modding community for the Max Payne games, and they came out with some great stuff. There are obviously a lot of Matrix mods. Yeah, that was kind of introduction to a little sub-boss here, which I'm kind of dilly-dallying. I need to just start unloading on these guys. Oh, yep. Not good. Oh, yep. And it's been a long time since I saved, so that's not a good thing. Alright, but one thing this game does have is a jump to chapter, which was missing from the first game, so why don't we see if maybe we can find... Yeah, we're going to play as Mona this time. This is way later in the game, and at this point, Max is kind of in some shit, and Mona's coming to rescue him, so we're just going to play a little bit as her. And you still get the graphic novel cutscenes from the first game.
It was the same thing I was after.
This time, though, it's always from Max's point of view, but he is telling his own story. But this time, when the level starts, I will be playing as Mona Sachs. But again, I don't want to spoil a lot of this, but you can just kind of see it's still got the look from the first game.
The edge of the site, headed upstairs.
I'm at the wrong end. I'll try to get to the roof to get a view of the place.
Yeah, imagine Mila Kunis playing this like they did in the movie, just not good.
Okay, so we're breaking our backs hauling the hardware here because the flyer building's not going to exist much longer.
But it's been a while since I played this part. Let's see if I can remember exactly what I'm supposed to do. Max Payne is a game you'll replay points over and over just because of how many times you will die from maybe just a careless mistake or, you know, just replaying sections just to figure out where everybody is. So when you go through again, you're a little more prepared. It's a very common thing in these games. I mean, it doesn't take many shots to kill you in this game. And the slow motion diving is just the thing that will save your life. Okay, so I must went one floor too high here. So you can see that guy was kind of shooting at me before the door even opened, like he knew I was there. You can't just click to get a slow motion, or... Let's see if I can remember how to do it. I guess not. One thing this game does take a big John Woo inspiration is there's like a special attack you can do. It kind of instant kills everybody in that area where they like spin around and fire all their guns. But honestly, I have no idea how to use it because I never did. I always forget about it. And honestly, I just have more fun just kind of running through the game, gunning people down like that. Yeah, there is a button press you can do that'll activate that. And now I'm dead.
A condemned building.
Alright, let's just take a look at another part of the game. One thing that was prominent in the first Max Payne games that returns is Max's nightmares. He's kind of a troubled guy, so there's a few kind of crazy scenes in both games. It's just all from a perspective of Max Payne having some kind of crazy hallucinogenic nightmare. This was something that they did really well, and I was glad to see it return, and I kind of hope they do it in Max Payne 3. It just wouldn't feel like the same game, but you can see it gets all kind of crazy, and he's narrating himself on the TV. They're a lot crazier in the first game, where you're like walking on blood trails after a screaming child, and almost horrific. But these are just a little more personal, which I guess I don't know what's more personal than your child and wife being murdered, but just Max is facing a lot of demons at this point in his life, and it really shows. Still do kind of a role here. You're never going to find combat in these situations, really. Like, there's a few points where they make you, like, fire a gun, but it's for the purpose of the dream. There's never really any chance of dying or people firing back at you. I love his flowing coat. Yeah, there's just kind of a lot of weird stuff in this game. Yeah, there's one thing you can walk into stuff and knock stuff over. And if that's not going to horrify you, I don't know what will.
Max, sorry I woke you.
Yeah, the dream sequences can get kind of crazy, but
You better answer that.
I believe this is what we're going to call it. I may come back to look at some mods of the Max Payne 2 game, because 2 had a lot more mods than the first game did, but yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll be back soon with a video for Max Payne 3 when that comes out, so thanks for watching.